Okay. This so far. Okay. This right here. This so far. Ain't no lie. This so far. This right here. This so far. Ain't no lie. Okay, yeah, this so far. Ain't got time for the smoke.
Yeah. What happened today? I think the Yankees actually did something. We got a series victory, baby.
Ball game over.
Let's go.
Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. The Yankees desperately needed this series win today. They are now 7-1 on the Jazz since they got Jazz Chisholm. You think there's a little bit of a connection over here?
The Jazz Chisholm effect. It's the green belt. There's all I could think of. There's not one reason why.
I called him Jism today.
Ooh.
And it
Jizzo to Jism.
It was honestly, it was a complete friggin' accident. And it was a complete slip up. Never meant to happen. But I did call him Jazz Jism. I was Jism did this. I'm like, hey, yo, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's kind of a bit wild on my part, but what are you going to do?
A little bit of jizz on the mind, just guys being dudes.
You know what I'm saying? Guys being dudes being guys. It's a part of life. It's a part of life, man.
We all know Jizz wins baseball games, so.
All right, okay, a little ball game. Yankees are now 67-46, back to being 21 over. Both, of course, Baltimore wins too. It's like these guys do the same thing every day. Whoever wins. They lose. It doesn't really matter.
It's ridiculous.
It's been the same shit. Gerrit Cole, I want to get your take on this. What do you think about Gerrit Cole? Are you confident in Cole going forward?
Yeah, I mean, stuff looked good. I mean, he hit 99 early. He was sitting around 97 for a while too.
Yep.
The stuff, it didn't look like the stuff was a problem. He just can't locate for some reason. I mean, a lot of pitches middle that were getting smoked. He looked very hittable early. I think it was the second inning. He gave up like 3 or 4 hits, something like that. It looked pretty ugly early. And it looked like one of those games where he might give up 4 or 5 and offense is really going to have to pick it up. But he settled down. He ended up kind of finding his release point. He ended up living at the knees, changing speeds. Look, he got a little more comfortable. Ends up going 5 2/3, only 2 earned runs and 4 Ks, no walks. So overall, kept the team in the ball game. That's all we ask for from a starting pitcher. Considering how poorly he started, he came out and made the adjustments and he did his job. So very encouraging. Give the offense a chance and ended up pulling out a victory there. So he's still trying to find it. It's only like 6 or 7, I think maybe 7 starts since he's been back. Yeah. So, I mean, he's still within kind of that grace period, but definitely want to see him start to locate better early in games and kind of avoid that very hittable couple innings. Maybe 2 runs don't score today if he keeps traffic off the bases. So something for him to work towards as he moves forward.
No doubt about it. We got a super chat from Jickety G. He says, please believe it's true. Okay, well, it's true. I don't know what the hell that is, but all right, it's true, I guess. But no, yeah, I agree with you. I think the first 2 innings he was kind of a little off, and then he threw up 3 Cheerios, 3 zeros up there, and looked a lot better. But you're definitely right about the command. He also grabbed he was grabbing up here quite a couple of times.
Oh yeah, he was.
So I don't know if maybe he's a little sore. There's something that's been bothering him a little bit. This game was so friggin' long. I feel like I forgot everything before the delay.
There's so many different parts of it, and then the rain delay, almost a 2-hour rain delay.
Yeah, almost a 2-hour rain delay. We literally sat on GameSZN and we were just talking about fucking everything you could think about just to pass the time. And thankfully the time passed enough. And the best thing is the Yankees got the win because the last thing you want to do is wait all that time and the Yankees end up losing. But they did pull away with the victory. Of course, the biggest free agent in the offseason, of course, one of the best players in baseball, Juan Soto, also just continues to hit for the Yankees, showing the power to left field, man. And I mean, that is insane power. That ball hits the back of the wall to left center field. That ball was absolutely smoked by Soto.
Right.
I mean, the craziest thing, and I just want to bring this up real quick because it really shows you something that Schneider said the other day makes a lot of sense. He was like, they don't pitch to the Judge because the guy's like on another level. And knowing how good Soto is, and then you see how really good Judge is, and it's not meant to be a comparison. It's just simply saying it really is amazing how good Aaron Judge is as a ball player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's getting the Barry Bonds treatment in real time. I mean, this is probably the closest thing we've seen since Bonds.
Easy.
And the fact that they are putting Judge on and not giving him an opportunity to beat them, and Soto still continues to come through and be that guy. I mean, talk about accepting the challenge, talk about ready for the moment. Juan Soto is every bit as advertised and better. He's 28 homers already. He's got about two. I mean, coming up on, I mean, it's only the 4th of August. He's got like 2 months to keep going. He might end up with 40 plus homers, hitting the ball down the line, hitting the ball oppo, working counts, working walks. And I think I heard something the other day how people said, oh, well, Soto's hitting a little league park, whatever is going to help him. It actually has hurt him a little bit because how often he does go to left center.
Yeah.
And how deep left center is at Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
So there are a few balls he's hitting that gap. There might have been homers in other ballparks, so he could have more than 28 right now. But
no doubt.
It's great to have a lefty that comes in Yankee Stadium and doesn't get pull happy. He stays within himself. He's driving outside pitches the way. He's staying on off-speed stuff and driving up the middle. And then if there is a heater inside or something leaks over the middle of the plate, he can rip it down the line and take advantage of that porch. So it's just unbelievable to watch every day. And you just kind of have that fear in the pit of your stomach that he might not be back. So just trying to soak up every opportunity to watch him on a daily basis and just pray to God over the offseason they bring him back.
No doubt about it, man. He's so valuable to this team. And, you know, when you talk about Aaron Judge, you talk about what a pair both of them are. No player has been driven in more by a teammate than Soto and by Judge. So that was a stat. I think it was 28. He has 28 of his RBIs are driving Soto in. So it's something we talked about a lot. You know, Aaron Judge is part of the reason Judge is having such a great year is because he has a high on base percentage in front of him in Soto.
Right.
And he's always on base when Judge comes up, and that duo has worked amazing. And during that downtime we had of the rain out, a lot of people were talking about that. And one of the things that's been brought up a lot by people like Michael Kay is that, oh, the Yankees can't pay him more money than Judge. They're going to have to. There is no... He's almost, what is he going to be, 6 years younger than Judge when Judge was a free agent? I mean, it's stupid asinine to even say that. It makes no sense.
It's a non-subject. It's not an argument. I don't understand why he keeps bringing that up. Because completely different circumstances. You have a very accomplished young player who's been in the big since he was 19 years old. He already has a World Series. He's done it on the biggest stage. He took Gerrit Cole and Verlander deep in the World Series during their Spider Tack prime. He's built different. He's much younger than Judge.
He's tough as nails, by the way. The fucking guy's tough as shit. He'll play through almost anything.
This isn't like the NFL or NBA where you have a salary cap and your best player gets paid the most just because there's like a hierarchy and like a limited amount of money that goes around. So you have to allocate that to your best player. It's Major League Baseball's the New York Yankees. I don't care about the bondholders. You hand Juan Soto a blank check. You bring him back. You keep butts in the seats, and you keep one of the best hitters in the game in your lineup for the next decade plus. It's really a no-brainer. I don't care what the number is, and Aaron Judge doesn't care if Juan Soto makes more than him. Who cares? Judge has been anointed the captain. He's a 62 homer guy. He's the most famous player in baseball right now. I don't care about Ohtani, bros. Don't come at me. Don't come at me for that. But he's the most marketable player. He's all over TV. He's all over these cologne ads, all over the subway walls in New York. I mean, Aaron Judge is the guy, and Juan Soto getting paid more than him doesn't mean Aaron Judge is any less of the guy. So that argument is just a non-starter to me. I don't understand why Kay keeps bringing that up, but it's going to take more than $360 million to bring Juan Soto in, and
no doubt about it.
If anyone thinks the Yankees are going to pay him more than that because it might hurt Aaron Judge's feelings, it's not true, and two, it's just a stupid argument. It's not even worth the time.
It isn't worth the time at all. As you can see, I don't know who brought the baby powder out, but somebody brought the baby powder out at the Yankee game. And I think it was Nestor. Nestor just shooting baby powder everywhere, all over everybody. That's a new one.
I saw that on the video.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, of them throwing out baby powder all over the place. But
I wouldn't like to breathe that in.
Imagine breathing. I know, like you're in the middle of that, and you just start, breathing in heavy by accident.
Yeah, you screaming, celebrating, you take a deep breath. All of a sudden, you got fucking baby powder in your lungs. That's a good plan there, Nestor.
No doubt about it. And at the end of the day, man, the player of the game today, as voted by the fans, is DJ LeMahieu. So I completely understand that because of the walk-off hit. So it's good for him to have a moment too. And I do think he's made a little adjustment to the way he bats. I think his hands have dropped a little lower. That's something I just saw today, and I was like, I feel like that's different. So I got to go back and check if it is. But it does look like he dropped his hands a little bit to what it normally is.
I mean, it's funny, they put 5 guys in the infield for a ground ball. He still hits a ground ball and still finds a way to get through. So
that's unbelievable how that works.
A little bit of that's just kind of how baseball goes. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see him have. I mean, he's been making a little bit better contact than he was about a month ago.
Yeah,
I mean, the at-bats, I mean, it's still, numbers are still not sexy. It doesn't look good on paper.
Yeah.
But he has been hitting the ball a little harder. He's been lifting it a little bit more often. He had to get some good situational hitting earlier in the game and driving a run, and then he had the walk-off there. So very encouraging to see. I don't think he's going to get a ton of play time with kind of how our whole setup is with Jazz playing third and that whole situation at first base. He's really not going to play a ton. Maybe against lefties primarily, but it's good to see him in limited chances put some pretty productive at bats together. So we'll take what we can get.
No doubt about it. Let's go right away. Matter of fact, let's do this first. Let's get to our champ of the chat, and as voted by the fans during it, the most W's I saw was from my guy Ronnie.
Ronnie, Yankees get a dub. Ronnie gets a dub.
DJ Steele is going to be pissed by this, but look, I go by the fans.
He always thinks it's rigged.
He always thinks it's rigged. He's going to say it's rigged again. Watch, I'm waiting for it. There he is. Look, he's throwing tomatoes at Ronnie. He got the most W's. It's not my fault. He got the most W's.
The tomatoes get me every time.
He's throwing fucking tomatoes at him over here. But hey, look, I'm going based off what the fans want, and the fans gave him the most W's. That's all I can say.
The people have spoken.
The people have spoken. But with that being said, we're going to jump right into voicemails today. Let's go ahead and get into the first one.
Crazy game, right, Pete? Shit is retarded sometimes, up and down. But if it was me, I would have had DJ bunt. He still would have scored. You put pressure on the other team to make the play. But I'm glad he got a fucking hit. When I see him swing, I was like, oh, my God, please let it be a hit. But we won this game. Let's move on.
Yes, sir.
I just get mad when people be like, oh, this is an easy month for us. They forget these are all major league players. And when you're the Yankees, everybody's going for your head. So I hope this month they wake up and really rip shit and not let these teams overcome and beat us.
Yeah.
All right, Pete. Always. Like always, my brother. Keep doing your thing. I'm glad. I watch the game in my house, but I listen to you call it. Because these bozos, sometimes they get me mad. They talk about shit that don't got nothing to do with the game. All right, Pete.
I love this guy.
That's my guy, Rara, man. He'll be there on September 14th.
Oh, man. He's fantastic.
He'll be there on September 14th.
He's
I
so
love
good.
it.
So
Let's
good.
keep it going, man.
Pete, Johnny, Uncle Dom here, all the
What up?
FIU family.
Let's
that
go.
was
Squad
one for the
goals.
books. You do that defensive alignment, and we win the game. And I get a chance to say,
Go ahead.
finally,
Here we go.
Yankees win. Fucking over. Yankees win. Yankees win. That a boy, DJ. Let's fucking go. Woo!
The energy is
Uncle Dom.
unmatched.
Unmatched energy here at the U. That's the thing we are.
Unmatched.
We got unmatched energy over here. Slim Lewis with the super chats as I was yelling, what the fuck? Pinch hit for DJ with Rice. I don't blame you. I mean, I don't
hate
blame
it.
somebody. Yeah, I don't blame somebody for thinking that.
I
You wanna
don't
try to
hate
get a
it.
W. But look, it's nice. DJ finally came through. Look at that.
Just real quick,
right.
I see Carl Suro talking about Leiter Splitter. Can you talk about a clutch addition from my real biological father here with Mark Leiter Jr.? Man, at first the stuff looked a little underwhelming to me.
He looked good today.
You know, I'm a velo guy. You know, big on the velo over here.
Yep, you're big on
Fastball
velo.
didn't
Big
look.
on velo.
Fastball was not, I was like, I don't know why does he strike so many guys out? His fastball looks pretty flat and slow, but that splitty is disgusting. The slider looks good. Man, he flips that splitty up there and starts about belt high and it just disappears, falls right off the table. So
yeah, I told the chat.
Man, that's valuable.
I still got the verdict out on him. I'm still kind of up in the air about Mark Leiter. We'll see. I didn't like the move originally, But the split is definitely, I just worry. My biggest worry was going from the NL Central to the American League East, and how is that going to translate with him not being that overpowering?
Yeah.
But the one thing I have noticed about him, you can see he doesn't give a shit about when he's pitching. Like, he doesn't feel nervous at all. Like,
just throw him in there.
He don't care. He's like, whatever, I'll pitch no matter what. That's a good thing because it looks like he can handle, pitching in New York in any type of moment.
And
so that's a good sign.
Some of that confidence comes from that splitter. I mean, there's not a lot of guys who throw splitters anymore these days. I mean, back in the day, you had Curt Schilling and you had some guys who were heavy splitter guys, but you just don't see it a ton anymore. And to have one that good that falls off the table that much, and he starts it right where you need to make it look like a strike. As soon as these guys start swinging, it just falls right off the table. So, and that pitch plays to lefties, it plays to righties. It's the great equalizer. It's kind of like a good changeup. So
speaking of somebody who had a good splitter today, Yariel Rodriguez had a nasty splitter today.
Man, his stuff was good.
He had really good stuff today. So they might have found themselves a pretty good one, especially going forward in next year. But as a starter, the first inning, I'm like, oh man, the Yankees gonna beat this dude up.
Me too. Yeah.
Then he started throwing that split and the slider mix, and I was like, holy shit, that pitch is filthy.
And he started the game throwing 92, 93, and I was like, a little curveball. Velo's not great on the heater. I mean, we should smack this dude. Had some traffic early, bases loaded, kind of.
I thought they were gonna kill him.
Stanton a couple times, had runners on and failed, but he's in post IL mode. It's gonna take 2 weeks for him to start hitting again. But when Rodriguez started throwing 97 about the fourth or fifth inning, I was like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
He was dotting that slider down and away. The curveball looked good. I was like, man, this guy's got some good stuff actually. Yeah. So he kind of fooled us a little bit there early, but I mean, a guy the Yankees haven't seen a ton, a guy with pretty deceptive stuff. I mean, the way it started, the way it ended, it almost looked like two different pitchers. But to keep the game close enough after Cole struggled a little bit to still be in it late and have a chance to win a ball game, that was kind of a good win there, especially after the rain delay. So definitely some positives to take away from that one.
No, that was really, really big. And I think the big sign too is that we've been talking about August for a while now and how the Yankees have to really make it up this month because they don't have they have an easy schedule. To put it as flat as possible, they got an easy ass schedule. They even got the friggin' White Sox coming up, who've lost 20 games in a row. So I'm like, come on now. They can't lose a game to the White Sox. They got to really try their best to make them ground. And where they stand right now, I think maybe come September, they might have a chance to be up in the AL East a little bit. I think there's a real possibility of that happening. They just got to play every single game to win, and that's it. And, I don't know what they're waiting for, Johnny. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what they're waiting for with Jason Dominguez. I really don't. There's a lot of people now saying they're going to wait to September because that holds his rookie value. And I'm just like, throw that fucking shit out the window, bro. You got Louis Hill. He's a rookie of the year candidate. Throw it out the window. Who cares? Get this kid up here. Because look, what did the Baltimore Orioles do? They said somebody got hurt. We'll call up top prospect Mayo. We'll call up Holiday. Why are the Yankees sitting there not putting their best team on the field? And I do think it's a fair thing to talk about and be upset about because this kid needs to be up here already. There's no point of him being down.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what you're saying about the schedule, I mean, tweeted it the other day. I expect, this is the expectation, to be 5 games up on the Orioles by the time September starts. 5 games.
Fucking huge.
The Orioles play the Guardians, the Astros, the Dodgers, and they play a handful of other good teams this month, while we're playing teams like the Angels coming up, the bad Blue Jays that we just beat, the White Sox, Detroit, not great. We have some pretty winnable series here coming up. The Orioles don't. So I expect at least 3 to 5, 6 or 7 days where we win games against easy teams and the Orioles struggle against maybe what we perceive as better teams.
Yeah.
So if we're just going off of that, I don't see any reason why 3 to 5 to 7 games the Yankees can't be up comfortably starting in September. But Dominguez, I mean, I keep hearing they haven't been playing him in the outfield much, or he's just DHing. Is that true?
No, he's been playing. He's been playing center field again.
Okay. I mean, if he's playing,
he drove in 2 today. He's been playing center field again.
Are they building him up to play full 9 in the field or something?
That's what I gotta guess it is. But I know recently he did play a full 9 in center field, so I don't know exactly what it is. But
it's I don't know.
I mean, you got to get him back up here at some point.
Is there an amount of like at bats they want him to get, like 100 ABs, 150 before he like? but we're kind of running out of time here, and we're in the key stretch.
Honestly, the only thing I could think of is I think if they call him up in September, he maintains his rookie status, and I don't know if that buys them an additional year, but it might. The way I remember it is, I think it's like after you could start calling guys up like after May, and they still have the additional year, or the end of May, something like that. I forgot exactly what it is, but there's got to be something to it because it doesn't make sense.
It
doesn't make sense.
But I mean, it would make sense though if they do hold out until September 1st to have an extra year of control. I mean, do we just hope that what's on the roster is good enough to make it through the soft schedule of August?
My thing is, you're the Yankees. I can't like put that in my mind being a Yankee fan. I'm like, this is the New York Yankees. You call the guy up now. You don't wait and go, oh, we got an additional year of him.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man. Like,
and if we're being honest, I would prefer to have Judge in left, Grisham in center, and Soto in right until Dominguez comes up. I don't really see a ton of need for Verdugo right now, personally. I know
he's lost a lot of that. He really has. I mean, 0 for 10 in the last 2 games before that, however many strikeouts it was. But you're right. Look, Trent Grisham, since a certain date, has hit like over 240.
Yeah, so the last
he's
30 days, he's got an
well.
OPS over 800.
I mean,
for solid 30 days. Like,
yeah,
he's putting together better at bats than Verdugo. I mean, there are times where he stands up there and looks like a statue and he doesn't swing the bat at heritable pitches, and you're like, what the hell was that? But then other times he smokes pitches in the strike zone. He can steal bases. He can leg out a first to third situation on a single. I mean, I think he offers more at this point,
no doubt,
than Verdugo does. Plus
100%.
His defense in center field, you can move Judge to left where it's a little bit easier on his body, not having to cover 2 gaps. So, I mean, I like the outfield configuration today, even with the miscommunication out there where Trent probably saw his life flash before his eyes with Aaron Judge running
6'7" body coming at you. Holy shit!
I don't blame him one bit for pulling up a little bit and going, "Yo, hey, chill."
I said the same thing on a live, like, bro, you see Judge coming at you full speed, and he's not moving, and nobody's talking. You better get out the way quick.
I don't blame Trent one bit for that. It's happened to me before. I played with a dude in high school who was built like a truck. I was 130 pounds of rocks in my pocket, soaking wet. And this dude was balling in the gap. He's coming right at me. I'm looking down. I'm looking at him more than I'm looking at the damn ball. And that's what it reminded me today when Trent was going over there towards Judge, and he hit him in the glove, but I can't fault him for being terrified of a 6'7", 285-pound freak of nature storming right at him. So I think they'll figure that out the more they play. The more Judge plays left field, they'll kind of get used to the angles, get used to kind of the backing up, the hierarchy out there. Where Trent likes to take his angles and stuff like that. But Trent's kind of hard to read sometimes because he just glides.
He does.
Just sometimes I think someone hit a ball in right center and he was just kind of gliding over there. I didn't know if it was a homer or if he was going to catch the ball.
He just like keeps it. He keeps his hands down, then he just like slightly just up right there.
Right there in the chest. Like,
it's crazy.
Man. He's something else. But I think at this point he offers a lot more to this team on a daily basis than Verdugo does.
No doubt.
But yeah, I'd love to see Jason's bat in there every day. I mean, we really need it, especially considering what Stanton's looked like recently with runners in scoring position.
No doubt about it. Got a couple of super chats here. Guy says, Jason comes up, Doogie gets DFA'd, not Grisham. Yeah, I think you would DFA Doogie before Grisham at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Jeff says if he plays 24 games or less this year, he is still a rookie next year. If next year he wins the Rookie of the Year, the Yankees get a reward pick between the first and second round in the draft.
Oh, wow.
That makes sense. So maybe that is what they're doing to try to wait it out as long as you can. Somebody even said to me too, maybe it's also they don't want to lose an outfielder and then God forbid somebody gets hurt. And they're kind of like, shit, where the hell do we grab an outfielder from now? We don't really have anybody. So I do understand it. Look, it is time for a weak schedule. We know Jason Dominguez is going to be a big part of the future. And if he gets called up in September, he's been on the 40-man, so he can still make the postseason roster. So that wouldn't be anything wild.
I just want Dominguez to get plenty of major league at-bats in September to be ready to play every day and contribute in a big way in October. He's
no doubt about it.
He's too dynamic of a talent to leave out of that October roster and not make a huge impact in the playoffs in a potential World Series run. So whatever the plan is, I just hope that he is in the cards for the late September run to get enough ABs to be a productive middle of the order or maybe even top of the order bat for them going forward against some really good pitching.
Yeah, and one of the things that he adds too, and this is something I talked about a lot today when when Chisholm and Volpe did the double steal. I'm like, shit, you add Dominguez in there. You got multiple guys that can steal 30-plus bags with ease.
Yep.
And that's a big difference. That's something the Yankees haven't had in ages, where you look at that lineup and you go, damn, they got speed up and down it. It's a big difference.
It so much.
That's
They needed it so much. And when you add him, you add another potential left. I mean, obviously he's a switch hitter, but you're adding another power lefty bat in there to go with Wells, to go with Soto, and to go with some of those guys in there. So, I mean, you're giving the opposing pitching a lot to think about when you got Jazz. You got Dominguez, you got Soto, you got Stanton, you got Judge. I mean, that's 4 or 5 guys who can take you deep at any moment. So really can't afford to make mistakes or you're going to get burned. So the future is looking real good here in about the next month and a half or so as we make this World Series chase.
Hell yeah. Let's get the 2 more voicemails, guys. I'm going to wrap up today's show.
Hey, yo, let's go. I did not think you were going to pull it off after having that big delay from the weather like that. I thought we were going to come back in and crap the bed.
Shit.
Took a couple innings there, but we got the job done. Let's go. Let's go. And why you?
Appreciate you, man. And sound like he was in a windstorm over there.
Yes.
Fucking in the middle
He's
of a
dedicated
twister.
to the game. He had to call
That's
in.
it. That's it.
What a great win by the Yankees. DJ LeMahieu for MVP, y'all. Nah, I'm just joking. DJ LeMahieu couldn't win MVP if he was the only guy in the fucking league. Glaber.
The only guy in the league.
I told you that guy is his ass. He's going to make a mistake in the playoffs when it counts. And everyone's going to sit there and be like, this guy is fucking ass. The Glaber ass guy was right. Get rid of Glaber. And also, the Glaber ass guy is going to be at the event.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I don't think I even have an idea of who this guy is. So I'm gonna be very. I hope he just walks up to me and goes, "Hey, Pete, Glaber is ass." I'm like, "Oh shit, that's you." That's how I'm gonna know who it is. So
love it. Do you remember when Peraza played in playoff games against the Astros as a rookie?
Remember.
I would love to see him just play second base, not even have to worry about hitting, and not have to worry about Glaber fucking up something on defense in the playoffs. I would love that, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
For real, no doubt about it. And I mean, shit, Peraza's getting hot in AAA, but he hasn't proven anything at the majors. I mean, he's getting really hot again. He's looking like he's looking like the guy he was before. But yeah, he might be a 4A guy that the defense could play up, but the bat isn't good enough to stay up, which is really shocking to me because, man, I would reach out and talk to so many people that were like, Peraza is underrated compared to Volpe. Like we think he's a better hitter, and I'm like, I don't know about that now. I don't think. Yeah. I don't think so. I think
he's got more power.
He definitely got more pop. I think he could do it, but
the consistent contact just isn't there.
It would be interesting to see him get an actual long look at the majors at some point, man, just to see what he could actually do and put together. But
give him 300 at bats, see what happens.
Yeah, you never know. With that being said, guys, the Yankees are now 67-46. Unfortunately, the Baltimore Orioles also won, so. We're going to be catching you guys again at 9 o'clock. Designated Spitters, myself and Kev are going to be joining you guys live. And yeah, man, I feel like I've been fucking sitting here live all damn day. So I'm going to grab something to eat. With that being said, guys, until next time, we are out. Peace, baby. Peace.
Top 10 radar. Yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah. Hey, look, top floor, lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down, you see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, so I'm running numbers up. Lucky that I'm showing up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, numbers crack the billy. Yeah, don't need no dilly, I'm too fresh, I feel like really.